Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Jay Stevens Podcast. This is episode 61, dedicated to a man that scored 61 points in the Garden on February 2nd, 2009, Kobe Bean Bryant. And as always, thank you for listening and downloading to another episode of the podcast. On today's episode, we're doing things a little bit different. With the sudden and tragic news of Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter crash on Sunday, I decided to literally throw the show rundown away. I took the piece of paper, threw it away in the trash can, and I said, forget it. LeBron James passing Kobe on the all-time scoring list, not that important. Zion Williamson's debut, not that important. Another topic I had ready for today, De'Aaron King transferring to Miami, also not that important. This news of Kobe Bryant touched many, many lives. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit, but today is all about Kobe Bryant. Also confirmed as well, his daughter, 13-year-old daughter, Gigi, died in the helicopter crash as well. We'll be talking about that. So today is a little bit different. I have a couple announcements I have to give you. But first, in the first segment, probably will be a little bit extended, will be me talking about what Kobe meant to basketball as a whole, sports as a whole, but also to the entire world. As Kobe Bryant, his life via basketball or life as a human being has touched many people around the world. After that, going off to me personally, similar to what I did with Andrew Luck, but this hits harder. Kobe Bryant was the first player that I watched throughout his entire career that I instantly fell in love with. This skinny kid, this kid that's not that skinny kid, bald, coming in, cocky, confident. But man, oh man, let me tell you, he was on the basketball court. I already love Michael Jordan. I love this game. But Kobe Bryant, I could follow him. I could watch him. I could watch his every move. Even at the ripe age of 8, 9, or 10, I could try to emulate the moves that he did on the court. So the first portion will be Kobe Bryant's the way he touched the world, basketball, sports world. The second portion will be me personally, how he impacted my life, not just as a basketball fan, but my life as a man, as a human being. But there are a couple announcements I want to get out today. One, if you have not listened to episode number 60 with Keith Potter of the Next Guy Up podcast, be sure to go back and listen to that. I'm sure you will enjoy it. One of my friends actually sent me a text after listening to the episode and said, hey, this episode right here is my new favorite episode. So be sure to go back and listen to that. It's very, very enjoyable, very memorable. Probably the most fun I have ever had in my life talking about baseball. Be sure to go back and listen to that. I recently made a guest appearance on the Three Bros Sports podcast with Connor, Calvin, and Brett. They do a phenomenal job. They're 3 college students at a junior college up in Delaware. And by talking to them and listening to them, you wouldn't realize they're college students. You would just literally think they're 3 friends having a good time talking about something that they love. We spent about 15 minutes recapping the AFC and NFC championship games. Be sure to go over and listen to that Three Bro Sports podcast. Anywhere you can find my podcast, you can find that one as well. Also, one of the 3 co-hosts of the podcast, Connor Bergen, joined me for the episode coming up. Is joining me for the episode coming up on Thursday. Connor Bergen, college student up in Delaware. He's a podcast host. He does something, a TV show for TV Del Marva via the internet. He'll be joining me on Thursday, kind of previewing the Super Bowl, also talking about his life as a podcaster, some things that he has done, and also the tragic news of Kobe Bryant. I'll be sure to talk to him about that as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a trip to Calabasas, California, the site of the helicopter crash where Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi lost their lives. Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, Alyssa Altobelli, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli. These are the names of those that are listed and confirmed that lost their lives in the helicopter crash in Calabasas, California on Sunday morning. When the news broke, it shook everyone. Nobody wanted to believe it. Nobody wanted to actually believe that the news was real. People wanted to say, oh, that's fake news. This is one of the rare times that TMZ has reported something false. Nope, that's fake news. Nope. Go about with my life. going to continue watching my college basketball or get ready to watch the Pro Bowl. Nope, I'm going to go on with my life and forget that this even happened. This news that hit my phone or even hit yours, you don't want to believe it. So in your mind, you're thinking, forget it. This isn't true. It's not true. Not true at all. Whatever game's on TV, whatever things I have to get done, if I'm on my way home from church at the church dinner, or if I'm on my way to a function, hey, I don't want to believe it. Forget it. Life goes on. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The man Kobe Bryant will be remembered as well, if not better, than the player Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant left us with a lasting legacy, a legacy that will be remembered by many people. There were those people that didn't watch Kobe Bryant play, never saw him play at all, just had one encounter with him on the street. Him being a great Samaritan and helping those in need in a car accident. Him helping people get out of a test here at Ben Davis High School here locally in Indianapolis, Indiana by a simple retweet. A man that was simply a helping hand to so many. A teacher of basketball to young ladies. A man that devoted his life to not just playing basketball, but from helping people from every walk of life. Kobe Bryant, a basketball player. We could talk about his accolades. We could list his accolades. 5-time NBA champion, defensive player, first team all defense numerous times, first team all NBA numerous times. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I'm not here to list and talk about those right now. Stats are great. Kobe Bryant's full of stats. He's on some all-time lists. For whatever you want to talk about, Kobe's there. Great basketball player. It's what great basketball players do. But Kobe Bryant's life will be remembered for a few things. One, the Mamba mentality. A mentality that he is even said was birthed around middle school and high school. He's not sure. He can't pinpoint in one exact time and say, I was in the 7th grade. This happened. My mindset changed, and that change lasted throughout the rest of my lifetime. Kobe Bryant didn't do that. No, not at all. But in an interview, he did say it started around that time between his middle school and high school days, and it just lasted and it stuck throughout the rest of his life. Mamba mentality, most of us sports fans, we watched and we realized and we witnessed Mamba mentality over and over and over again. One of those times where you could say it failed him, the 97 playoffs, the first year he's in the league. He's in the playoffs facing the Jazz, Western Conference semifinals. It's a tie game. All Kobe Bryant has to do to win the game in regulation is hit a jumper. Right side of the free throw line. Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality. I've made for this. I have worked for this. I have changed my mindset for this. I have gotten into my opponent's brain and their mindset, and I have altered it to where I have the upper hand. This is all me. Kobe Bryant airballs. Goes into overtime. In overtime, he airballs 3 more shots. A three-point shot from the left wing, he airballed. Next shot with a three-pointer from straight away, airballed. The last one on the left side, the left wing, shot another airball. 96-93, the Jazz win the game. Too many people, you would say that would derail them. That would stop them. They would change up their game, especially with it being their first year in the NBA. Kobe Bryant being 17 or 18 years old at that time. Nope. I'm going to change this. Forget this. I'm not doing this anymore. I am changing my game. I have tried and I have failed, and I'm not going to try again. But that's not Mamba mentality. That's not the mentality that Kobe Bryant was made up of. That's not who Kobe Bryant is. This is the same individual that obsessed with Michael Jordan to the point that he mimicked and practiced his moves over and 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 over again, to the point that he mastered it. There's a video that resurfaced again on Twitter where someone literally someone that has phenomenal top of the line A1, you to say A+ editing skills, where they mimicked and they showed Michael Jordan mid move, insert Kobe Bryant in game scenario, mid move, bang, same result. Dunk, layup, no matter if it's a celebration or they're jumping on one end of the court, pumping their fist and their legs are going in the same direction, or if it's sticking the tongue out, or if it's a finger wag, but Tumbo-esque finger wag saying no, not here, or saying you can't guard me, or saying you can't guard me. Whatever it is, Kobe Bryant obsessed with Michael Jordan so much that his Mamba mentality was put on Front Street over and over and over again. Michael Jordan would not have had a clone or not have had someone mimic him. It takes obsession. It takes a strong observation and then being able to duplicate that same move on the court. Mamba mentality is right there. But Mamba mentality was not just on the court. It was off the court as well. We all know Kobe Bryant, his obsession with success, his isolation to breathe so that he could actually be as successful as he could be. When the team's going out, when the team is having fun and they're having a night on the town, have a few days off, they're going out with the boys, going to a bar, or doing whatever they do, whatever people do that the teammates did to have fun at that time, Kobe Bryant isolated himself. He said, "No, man, y'all do that. You do your thing. I'm going to lay this one back. I'm going to lay low. I'm going to focus on the task. We have a game coming up. I know the game was not for 2 or 3 days now, but we have a game coming up. I have more film to watch. There was a new move that I watched recently, and I want to do that move in the game. I want to do that move in the game to the point that while you guys are out, I'm in the gym working. I'm in the lab watching more film. I'm in the gym working. And once again, I'm in the lab watching more film. Over and over and over again. His obsession, some called it crazy. You look back at it now, it was brilliant. It was genius. One man said Michael Jordan was Jesus. Kobe Bryant wrote the Bible. I don't believe that. Don't take that as gospel. Don't take that as full belief. But that's a great illustration of what Kobe Bryant's game of basketball was. One man, LeBron James, said Kobe Bryant had no flaws. None. On the basketball court. If you needed a bucket, he got it. If he needed to make the right pass, he could do it. If he needed a rebound, Kobe could do that too. On defense, you did not want to see that look in his eye. He was already going to lock you down. But if he had the look in his eye, the clamps are going to be put on a whole lot tighter. The man Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality. We're going to be hearing about this over and over and over again. And let me tell you, the same way ESPN did when Muhammad Ali died, Kobe Bryant's passing, it being sudden, it's not like something that we could have prepared for. Muhammad Ali was sick, had been sick for years. People had known and realized this was going to be happening at some point in time. Kobe Bryant's 41. Kobe Bryant just the night before on Saturday evening, after LeBron James passed him on the all-time scoring list, tweeted out from his account. Someone said, hey, Kobe Bryant could have simply just sent a text. Said, hey, man, it's going to be one-on-one, me and LeBron. Nobody else is going to be able to see this. But no, Kobe Bryant sent that thing out on Twitter for the world to see, for the world to witness that he is acknowledging and respecting what LeBron James is doing for the game of basketball. Mamba mentality. The man that when he came in, obsessed over Michael Jordan and, well, succeeded. Now, he's not Mike. Excuse me, not succeeded. He's not Mike. But he's the closest we have ever seen and will probably ever see to being like Michael Jordan. There is a generation of players in the NBA right now that grew up on Michael. No, excuse me, wrong person. I'm getting my names mixed up. Grew up on Kobe. Grew up with Kobe Bryant and the look, the walk, the facial expressions, the swag, whatever you want to call it, the biting of the jersey. That had the jump shot, that had the things that made Kobe Bryant special, unique, and made him a unique talent in the NBA. So many players wanted to be just like him. Trey Lyles, another local talent here out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I watched that young man win a state championship at Arsenal Tech High School. I'm thinking, okay, cool. He wants to be like Kobe. I realized that. He was a 6'11 guy. At times, he wasn't down low. He was outside shooting jumpers, Kobe style. I am a person that when I grew up, we yelled Kobe when we threw something into the trash can all the time. You on the court, Kobe when you shooting the jumper all the time. So many people over and over and over again, they're mimicking Kobe's moves because Kobe was just that good. Kobe Bryant, the basketball player, yeah, we love him. But the man, Kobe Bryant, I think is what a lot of people will remember him most for. A few lasting memories that Kobe Bryant left us with, some on the basketball court, some of them off. Kobe Bryant, a few years before he retired, tore his Achilles tendon. Now, to most people, you're thinking, okay, cool, he tore his Achilles. How did he get off the court? Was it a wheelchair, a stretcher? Did his teammates carry him off? How did he get off the court? None of that. Kobe Bryant had 2 free throws to shoot that he had to shoot due to league rules. Well, Kobe Bryant got up. He actually acknowledged that he heard something pop. Kobe Bryant got up, walked himself to the free throw line, shot those 2 free throws. Boom. One after another, shot and made both of them. Now, Kobe Bryant, he's on the opposite end of the court from where his locker room is, the tunnel that leads to his locker room. Is he going to get a stretcher, a wheelchair? Is his players going to carry him? These are literally things that are going through people's minds when they realize Kobe Bryant towards Achilles. Humans don't walk under this type of pressure, this type of pain. Kobe Bryant's not going to walk. Kobe Bryant, the fierce competitor that he is, Kobe walked from one end of the court to the other to leave the arena, to go to the locker room under his own power. No human assistance, no wheelchair assistance, no stretcher assistance, none of that stuff. Kobe Bryant said, hey, I got a mentality. I live by this. I can get myself from point A to point B without any assistance, even though it's pain to take every step. Another lasting moment we'll have forever with Kobe Bryant. 60-point game. Last game of his career. In Staples Center, in front of the fans that he loved, in front of the building that watched him grow and that helped groom him as a basketball player. Utah Jazz, I already mentioned it once, but it's Trey Lyles, local talent here out of Indianapolis, Indiana, played basketball in Kentucky. Kobe Bryant, Trey Lyles, numerous times in that game were matched up against each other. Now, trust me, I know Trey Lyles knows this was Kobe's last game. I know Kobe knows this young kid idolizes me. I know all this. Basketball players talk. People talk all the time. Kobe Bryant didn't back down. Trey Lyles didn't back down. But Kobe Bryant, 20 years in the NBA, didn't stop him. Over and over and over and again, he continued to torch the Utah Jazz. Lakers win. Kobe gets 60 points, and he goes out in a way that I don't believe any other person has left the game that they love. Now, you can say Peyton Manning, he left winning a Super Bowl. Yes, he did. But do you remember how Peyton Manning played in his last game? Poor. Very poor. Kobe Bryant, despite the injuries, despite the age, despite what it took to get up and to wake up and to play basketball every single day, nah. Kobe Bryant didn't win a ring his last year. Woo-wee. But he sure put on a performance to remember. Then last but not least, there's a memory that was going around. I don't know who got it first. Kobe Bryant sitting next to Gigi, his daughter. And in that moment, I could see it. I could see it now. He's sitting there teaching her basketball. I forget who's playing. I know they're in Staples Center, but I forget who's playing. But I could see it now. Sitting there teaching his daughter the game of basketball. Sitting there, and all of a sudden, you can see that she has that same look in her face, the same look on her face, and the same look in her eye that Kobe Bryant had when he was playing basketball. That look of, man, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to rip your heart out. You don't know what's coming next. She's 13 years old, but she's being groomed and taught by an all-time great. And he's sitting there, and he's talking, and she looks over, and she has that look on her face of that Mamba mentality. It's in my blood. You don't know what's coming next. Mind you, 13-year-old sitting on the sidelines of a court. And all of a sudden, this exchange, and I've retweeted it. Other people have retweeted it. Many people that have kids have talked about, man, I can only imagine what this moment is like, and I want to remember these moments. But that moment there, Kobe, daughter Gigi, teaching the game of basketball, a father. Yeah, the basketball player is great, but a man that devoted his entire life to being a father once he got kids, something to be remembered. The basketball player, Kobe Bryant, great. But that lasting memory that we will see over and over and over again, Kobe and Gigi together in the Staples Center, something to be remembered. But don't forget, there were other people that lost their lives in this tragic helicopter crash as well. Alyssa Altobelli, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli. John, baseball coach, 27 years as a baseball coach at Orange Coast College. 4 state titles, 700-plus wins. Carrie, his wife, Alyssa, a coach on Kobe's team, teammate to Gianna, lost their lives in this as well. Kobe Bryant, a man We will remember for numerous reasons. Basketball is one of them, but most importantly, he was a great human being, and what he did while he was on this earth will be talked about for years and years and years to come. Have you ever thought about making your own podcast? It seems like that's the in thing right now. Well, do I have the people for you? Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and extremely easy to use. And now, Anchor will match with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid for podcasting right away. To get started, go to anchor.fm/start. Once again, that's anchor.fm/start. We all have those people in our life that we've never met, but they will leave a lasting impact in our life. And they do that. I mean, there's all over the place. Music, and if it's church, sports, no matter what avenue it is, there are those people in our lives that we may have never met. We may have watched them on television. So with the athletes, you may have never watched them play a live basketball game where you're at the arena watching them with your own two eyeballs that are not looking at a television screen. Well, Kobe Bryant is one of those guys for so many people, myself included. As a young kid, maybe 7, 8, 9 years old, Kobe Bryant entered the NBA, and I instantly fell in love with him as a basketball player. Instantly. Now, I already had a thing for Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan, love what he did for the game, love him as a basketball player, and how great of a player he was. But Kobe was different. And you mean, Jay, you didn't like Mike? I like Mike, but Kobe was different. You know what's different when you get to come when you're young and someone comes into a league that you're watching and they just take over the league by storm? They start making statements like, I'm going to be the best basketball player to ever play in the NBA. And they mean it? I mean, literally, in their heart of hearts, they mean it? That does something to you. Because you're looking for and you're trying to grasp onto someone that is confident. Someone that is good and confident. Someone that's good, confident, and that can lead their team to victory. Kobe Bryant was that guy. Kobe Bryant, for me, was special. Now, I had Michael Jordan, I had Peyton Manning, I had Edgerrin James, I had Reggie Miller, I had all these local guys, I had guys in the Midwest. But Kobe Bryant, when I first saw him, I was like, hold on now. He like Mike, but he different than Mike. Not saying better than Mike. He's different than Mike. Yeah, the swag, the smile, the smirk, the fro, the way that he walked and conducted himself on the court. Like, oh, I like this, man. Ooh, wait, everybody's like, you know how it is. You first start watching sports. You're trying to find that team or that player to grasp or to latch on to. And for me, Kobe Bean Bryant was that guy. I mean, a guy that I realized early on he was fluent in 3 or 4 different languages. Yeah, that guy, Kobe. I like him. I wanted to play like him. I wanted to be just like him. Oh, you mean that guy that had shoes by Adidas and it seemed like he was jumping, doing whatever he wanted to, commercials, jumping over cars and jumping over snake pits and all this kind of stuff? You mean that guy? That was hitting game-winning shots, and that guy that was that had a smirk and a smile and a way about himself on the court? That guy that no matter the defender that was right in front of him, that he found a way to score every single person that defended him? That guy? Yeah. Kobe was that guy for me. And this news hit different. Very different. Magic, here we go. Mike, I'm going to get, forgive me, if I get names mixed up through this, I got a lot within my mind. So there's a good chance I'll say Michael or Magic or something like that. And just bear with me. I'll get the name correctly here in a little bit. But Michael Jackson died on my 21st birthday. I'm not a big music person, never have been. So when he passed away, I'm like, okay, cool. Michael Jackson died. Yay. Okay, I'm going to miss him. Kind of. Not really. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of music, not really a big fan of music, don't really know much about his music. So I didn't care. On 21st birthday, people are like, you gonna hang out with us? Yeah, sure, why not? Michael Jackson just died. It's your 21st birthday. Wouldn't he be mourning? Nah, I'm good. I'm comfortable. I'm fine. The young kids say, I'm Gucci, I'm gravy. I'm good, man. I'm perfect. Nah, I ain't gotta mourn. I get it. He's a celebrity, he's famous to you, but to me, it don't hit home like that. But recently I saw something on Facebook that is so true. This quote says this, quote, complete strangers can leave footprints on your heart too. 100%. Believe it. 100%. without a doubt. That is true. Never met Kobe. Never met Kobe Bryant a day of my life. Never was able to watch him play with my own two eyes in the arena. But what I watched on the television screen, what I witnessed in the interviews, something that I gravitated towards. Mamba mentality. You mean there's a guy out there that just literally has this mentality that he's going to kill you in basketball sense? He's going to rip your heart out. He's a cold-blooded assassin. If you clog up everything and in your minds you're running the perfect defense, Kobe Bryant is the guy that's going to be able to find a way to put the ball in the basket when nobody else can. Ooh, that's Kobe for you. Jump shot, turn around, fade away, no matter what it is, in your face, no matter what. He's going to put the ball in the basket. Did it over and over and over and over again. Kobe's gone, man. And it literally feels like something that I didn't feel before. I've never felt this before. For someone that I've never actually met. Kobe Bryant, after he retired from basketball, I loved every aspect of him. Now, I didn't follow him religiously, but I noticed, I'm like, Kobe, you're coaching? Great, man. I love it. You're coaching young girls, coaching your daughter? Whoo-wee, even better, man. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Winning an Oscar? Yes, sir. Yes. Keep going. And I'm his biggest cheerleader here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Kobe's around the world, and I'm rooting for Kobe. I'm rooting for Kobe. In my closet, I still have my Kobe Bryant 8 jersey. I never got the 24. It's a new jersey going from the old style to the style that they started in the 99-2000 season. But I never got the newer style. I never got the 24. I like 8. I like memories. I remember 8. And no matter if you remember 8 or 24 better than the other, it doesn't matter. He left a memory in your life. And in my life, it was something that Mamba mentality was talked about. Mamba mentality was applied to certain aspect of life, but not every aspect like Kobe's. We saw how Kobe was obsessive with success to the point that he worked harder, isolated himself to the point that he was better than every opponent that he played against. After retirement, no matter if he was trying to win an Oscar, or if he's coaching, or he's mentoring, or he's teaching, or he's being a father, or he's being a husband, no matter what it is, Mamba mentality was throughout and portrayed his entire life. And that's something we can actually all put into our lives. Mamba mentality. I guarantee Saturday morning when they left in the helicopter to fly to the site of the basketball game where Kobe Bryant would be coaching his daughter, Gianna, and also young Miss Alyssa, Gianna's teammate. I'm sure nobody thought Kobe would be gone. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, cool. Kobe just tweeted out on Saturday evening after LeBron passed him on the all-time scoring list. Great. Kobe is fine. Kobe's 41. He's young. He's healthy. He just had a daughter. Things are going great in Kobe's life. He's good. He's perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden it hit me. Kobe's impact that he had on everybody's life is huge. It's drastic. As I watch what ESPN and Zay so perfectly and eloquently portrayed, through tears. You can do things eloquently through tears as well. Jay Williams, Cassidy Hubbard, Michael Eaves, Rachel Nichols, Woj, Stephen A. Smith. The list goes on and on and on of people that just poured out their heart. Literally their heart and their thoughts about what Kobe Bryant meant to them. What Kobe Bryant means to me? Wow. Never really thought about that before. Never really thought about putting these words into these thoughts into words at this stage of my life. With Kobe Bryant, what he means to me. A guy that I can look to and say, hey, Kobe, I see where you were down, but you kept on fighting. Hey, Kobe, I see where you messed up in a relationship, but you made it right. You fixed it and you kept on going. Hey, Kobe, I see how you devoted your life after retirement to something else that, my goodness, man, you just kept on fighting. You just kept on doing your thing. When you put your mind on something, you were wholeheartedly in it, 100%. No questions. Nobody could question where your devotion was. It was portrayed in your action. And I think what Kobe Bryant means to me, what we can learn from Kobe Bryant, is to always give her all in everything that we do. Never take any moment for granted. Never be the person that says, hey, I got this accolade, I got this, but I'm perfectly fine. I'm fine with what's going on. I'm perfectly fine with how life is going on. I don't have to cherish this moment. I don't have to remember this at all. But Kobe Bryant showed us Every moment in life is memorable. You never know when somebody's putting a camera on your face. We have so many great moments about Kobe, and a lot of them we remember the last things that we see with people. The video we see with of Kobe Bryant walking from the free throw line to the locker room when he tore his Achilles. The game when he scored 60 points in his last game in the Staples Center, last game in the association where he beat the Utah Jazz, where Mr. Trey Lyles, a man that idolized him and tried to play just like him when he was a kid, was having to go up against him and check him, or Trey Lyles like, hey, man, Kobe, you great. Kobe was out of here. Can you slow down? Can you not embarrass me, man? Can you not do that? But Kobe said, nah, I got something else in mind. Kobe put a 60-piece up in his final game in the NBA in the Staples Center. Kobe Bryant. Some lasting memories we have Gigi, Miss Young Gigi. You remember that video, went around social media, Staples Center, courtside. Kobe Bryant teaching his daughter the game of basketball. I loved it, man. We don't have audio of that conversation, but I can only imagine what's going on through her mind as she has that same look on her face, that same look on her facial expression, look in her eye that I'm going to kill you. My daddy put this look on my face, and I love it. I want to kill you. You think you better than me on the court, young lady? Nah, I'm gonna rip your heart out. Cold-blooded assassin. Let me get my moves perfected in the lab, and I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna cook you. I'm gonna torch you. And Gigi, I could just imagine it. Gigi sitting there with her dad as Kobe Bryant's watching the game and teaching his daughter at the same time, saying, hey, that guy right there, I played against him. He's good. He has the potential to be good, but he's not. That move right there, he did this. He got better because of X, Y, and Z. And Kobe Bryant starts talking about what it was that Kobe Bryant taught that same person about how to get better as a basketball player. It's a moment. I don't need to see that video. No, I don't need to see that. I wasn't there. I wasn't witnessing it firsthand. But that video that I see, whew, man, I can see it. I can visualize Gigi's face. I can visualize her posture. I can visualize Kobe Bryant and what's going on through his mind and that wealth of knowledge that he has in his brain. I can just see it, man. Just pouring knowledge into her young 13-year-old mind, saying, "Hey, young lady, you're going to carry along my legacy." People are saying, "Am I ever going to have a son?" And you're sitting right there with me, like, I'm going to carry the legacy. This is what I'm going to do. The legacy she wanted to carry is no longer available. She's gone. Kobe Bryant, his lasting memories, the last thing I will remember Kobe Bryant for, being with his daughter. That helicopter crashing, coming to a screeching halt when it hit the ground. I can only imagine what's going on through Kobe's mind. And as I'm thinking about Kobe and the special place he has in basketball, and I don't know if my words are doing it justice. I'm not sure. But Kobe is special to so many people, and I can only imagine someone that he's very special to his daughter, going from one place to another to go play a basketball game, and Gigi just sitting there like, "Daddy, what's going on? Why is the helicopter that we've been in numerous times drastically going down faster? Why in the world are we declining at a fast rate like this? Daddy, are we going to be okay? Daddy, are we going to be okay?" And I can literally see it. I wasn't there. I don't have video camera. I do not want to see that sight at all. I could imagine it in my mind. Young Gigi just sitting there, and they may say, "Put your seatbelts on." Kobe's like, "Hey, this is my daughter. We good, bro. We good." He holds her. He caresses her. He puts her on his lap and says, "Baby, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay." And as he keeps saying that over and over and over again, Kobe Bryant in the helicopter, and Gigi, and then Alyssa and John and Carrie Out the Belly, they keep going further and further down and closer and closer and closer to the ground. And I can see it. Kobe said, "Baby, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay." And all of a sudden, they hit the ground. And the rest is literally history. Kobe Bryant, Gigi, Alyssa, John, and Carrie, those that have been confirmed, have lost their lives. Kobe Bryant, maybe the most famous out of all of them, but I guarantee every person on there left a legacy behind. John, as we know, baseball coach of the Orange Coast College baseball team. 27 years, 4 state titles, over 700 wins in his career. His wife, Carrie, died by his side. His daughter, Miss Alyssa, friends with Gigi, was on the team that Kobe Bryant coached. These are things we don't plan, we don't expect. We can't prepare our minds to wrap around things like this. I even got texts later into the evening, even past midnight, saying, hey, is this real? And people are still questioning it themselves, and people are still wondering, how in the world is this happening right now to a man like Kobe Bryant? No, not Kobe. Not Kobe Bean Bryant. I also saw something else on social media that I saw that's so pertinent to this situation. Leaving your home and getting back safely is such an underrated blessing. Cherish every moment. Cherish every aspect of our life. Don't take any moment for granted. Tell people that you love them. Tell people that you care about them. You never know how much longer they have on this earth. To end this podcast, this episode, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't normally, I normally have lasting remarks, subscribe, rate, review, talking about what episode it is. Say I'll see you next time. Advertise myself via Twitter. I'm not doing that today. I have some lasting words from Kobe that he left us in an interview that he did while he was here on Earth. In the words from the mouth of Kobe Bryant we're about to hear, they are words that, if applied to our lives, they will allow us to be better people here on God's green earth.
Have a good time. Enjoy life. It's life is too short to get bogged down, to be discouraged, or you have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Put one foot in front of the other, smile, and just keep on rolling. And that's what really this camp is about.